What if I told you your local grocery store could run out of meat permanently by summer 2025? And here's why it matters. Last month alone, canned chicken disappeared from shelves in 17 states. Not from hoarding, but because the supply chain snapped. Stick around, because in the next 9 minutes, I'll show you the 9 canned meats that could keep your family fed when everyone else is desperate. Hey everyone, I've tracked emergency food trends since 2015, including surviving my own job loss with nothing but a pantry full of beans and hope. And what I found in 2026? Shocking. Meat prices are up 34%, avian flu has wiped out millions of birds, and canned protein is quietly becoming the new currency. In this video, I'm revealing the 9 canned meats every prepper must stockpile based on real shelf life, cost, and actual taste tests, yes. Even potted meat at 6 a.m. Don't judge. Trust me, you don't want to miss #7. It's saved more marriages during lockdowns than wine. While you're watching, drop a comment below. Have you seen shortages or price hikes in your area? Your observation might warn someone else before it's too late. Number 9, canned salmon. Don't wrinkle your nose just yet. Those little bones you see? They're totally soft. You can eat them, no crunch, no fuss. And guess what? They're loaded with calcium, real bone-strengthening power straight from the sea. We're talking wild-caught salmon here, not farmed. Brands like Crown Prince or Wild Planet pack it in BPA-free cans, and if you store them cool and dry, they'll stay good for 5 to 7 years. That's not a typo. 7 years of ready-to-eat protein, sitting quietly in your pantry while chaos unfolds outside. Each standard can give you about 20 grams of high-quality protein. Plus, it's rich in omega-3s, those brain-boosting fats that keep your mood steady when stress is sky-high. In a crisis, clear thinking matters more than you know. And in 2025, it costs around 85 cents per ounce. Not bad for wild fish that traveled thousands of miles before landing in your cupboard. Use it however you need. Flake it into patties with some breadcrumbs and fry it up. Spread it on hardtack or crackers like fancy survival PT. Or just open the can and eat it cold with a fork. No cooking, no cleanup. On a freezing night with no power, that simple meal could be the difference between shivering and holding it together. It's mild, it's versatile, and unlike most canned meats, it actually supports long-term health, not just short-term survival. Keep a few cans tucked away. Your future self might be too tired to cook, but still hungry enough to fight another day. Number 8, Vienna sausages. Let's be honest, Vienna sausages don't look like much. Tiny links floating in mystery liquid, packed in a weird little tin that clanks when you shake it. But don't let the packaging fool you. In a real emergency, these little guys are calorie bombs with 0 prep required. Each 4. 5-ounce can packs over 200 calories, mostly from fat and protein. And right now, in 2025, that's exactly what you want. When your body's burning extra energy staying warm, filtering bad water, or walking miles for help, fat isn't the enemy. It's fuel. They're ready to eat straight from the can. No heating. No draining. Just pop the lid and go. That matters when you're hiding your campfire or your power's been out for days. Shelf life? If you keep them out of direct heat and sunlight, they'll last at least 4 years. Some preppers swear by 5. And at around 65 cents per ounce, they're one of the cheapest high-calorie meats you can stockpile. Now, yeah, they're salty and greasy. But that grease, it's gold when cooking is limited. Use it to fry up some rice, add flavor to bland beans, or even rub a tiny bit on dry skin in winter desperate times, people. And here's something no one talks about. Kids actually like them. While adults might turn up their noses, most children will gobble these down without a fight. In a prolonged crisis, keeping morale up, especially for little ones, is half the battle. A familiar taste can calm panic faster than words. Just avoid the hot or spicy versions unless you know your group can handle it. Stick to the original. Store them in a dark closet, not the garage where summer temps soar. And rotate every few years, not because they'll spoil fast, but because peace of mind tastes better when you know your stash is fresh. Funny thing? These humble tins have fed soldiers, hikers, and hurricane survivors for decades. They're not glamorous, but when hunger hits hard, glamour won't fill your stomach, Vienna sausages will. Number 7, potted meat. Okay, deep breath. I know what you're thinking. Potted meat? Really? It's got a bad rap. Slimy texture, mysterious origin, that weird pinkish brown color that makes you question every life choice leading up to opening the can. But hear me out, because in 2025, potted meat might be the most underrated survival protein on the shelf. First, price. At just 40 cents per ounce, it's cheaper than almost every other canned meat out there. In a year when ground beef hit $8 a pound and chicken vanished from stores, that kind of value isn't just smart, it's strategic. It's also incredibly shelf-stable. Unopened and stored properly, cool, dry, dark, it lasts 5 years or more. No refrigeration, no cooking. Just twist the key, peel back the lid, and spread it like paste on crackers, hardtack, or even fold it into rice for instant flavor and fat. And yes, it's high in sodium. But in a true emergency, sodium isn't your enemy. It helps retain water, supports nerve function, and keeps your energy up when you're sweating through stress or manual labor. Now the taste? It's intense. Think salty, savory, almost liver-like, but in a way that works when hunger overrides pickiness. During a 10-day blackout drill last winter, I lived on potted meat and oats. By day 3, I wasn't gagging, I was grateful. Here's the real secret, it spreads. Unlike chunky meats that need reheating, potted meat smears smoothly. That makes it perfect for silent meals at night, quick rations on the move, or feeding someone too weak to chew tough food. Brands like Armour or Keystone are widely available, even in dollar stores. Number 6. Canned turkey. Most preppers skip canned turkey. Big mistake. While everyone's fighting over chicken or beef, turkey sits quietly on the shelf. Affordable, lean, and surprisingly versatile. And in 2025, with poultry prices swinging wildly due to avian flu outbreaks, that quiet reliability is pure gold. Unlike holiday roasts, canned turkey comes shredded or diced, ready to use straight from the can. Brands like Keystone or store label versions, Hallmark's Great Value, Costco's Kirkland, offer 15 to 18 grams of protein per serving with less fat than beef and a mild flavor that blends into almost anything. Shelf life? 3 to 5 years if stored properly, away from heat and humidity. Not the longest on this list, but more than enough for rotation-based pantries. And here's the kicker. It's cheapest right after Thanksgiving. Clearances drop prices by 40% or more. Smart preppers buy then, store it, and forget it until they really need it. Use it like you would chicken, stir it into soups, mix it with rice and spices for instant filling, or layer it into makeshift wraps with tortillas and hot sauce. It even works cold. Spread on crackers with a dab of mayo powder for a quick protein hit. But the real advantage? It's overlooked. During the February 2025 Midwest supply crunch, canned chicken vanished in hours. Canned tuna? Gone by noon. But canned turkey? Still sitting there. Because most people don't think of it as emergency food. That gives you a stealth edge, less competition, lower panic-driven markups, and a reliable backup when the usual suspects disappear. Nutritionally, it's solid, B vitamins for energy, selenium for immune support, and just enough fat to keep you satisfied without weighing you down. In prolonged stress scenarios, that balance matters more than you'd think. So don't sleep on the bird that's not chicken. Canned turkey won't shout for attention, but when silence, simplicity, and sustenance are all you've got, it'll be the quiet hero in your pantry. Grab a few cans next time you see them. Your future self might be too tired to cook, but still sharp enough to appreciate a smart choice. Number 5. Spam sodium version. Let's settle this right now. Spam isn't just a meme, it's a survival staple. And in 2025, with meat shortages tightening their grip, that pink brick of mystery meat is looking less mysterious and more essential. But, big but, skip the classic version. Go for low sodium Spam. Why? Because in emergencies, you're likely drinking less water, sweating more, and under constant stress. Too much salt can dehydrate you fast. The low-sodium kind cuts sodium by nearly half while keeping that rich, savory flavor we all weirdly love. Unopened, Spam lasts 5 years or longer when stored in a cool, dark place. No refrigeration. No prep. Just slice it, fry it in its own fat, and watch it crisp up like bacon in a cast iron pan, even over a camp stove. That sizzle? It's not just food. It's morale. Each 12-ounce can pack about 30 grams of protein and dense calories that stick with you. At roughly 75 cents per ounce in early 2025, it's pricier than potted meat, but far more versatile and socially acceptable at the dinner table, yes, even during societal collapse. And don't underestimate its barter value. In online prepper farms and rural communities, Spam has quietly become a tradable commodity. One can traded for batteries in Texas last winter. Another swapped for antibiotics in a Midwest mutual aid group. People want it, not just for nutrition, but for comfort. Use it in fried rice, diced into stews, or layered into makeshift sandwiches with shelf-stable bread. Even cold slices work in a pinch. Its high-fat content helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other stored foods, like powdered milk or dehydrated veggies. Hormel, the original maker, still dominates the market, and their low-sodium version is widely available at Walmart, Costco, and even gas station convenience stores. Stock up when you see it, because when supply chains stutter again, and they will, Spam won't vanish first, but it will vanish. So laugh if you want. Meme it all you like. But when the lights stay off and your neighbor's knocking, asking what you've got to share, you'll be glad you kept a few cans of Spam in the back of the pantry. Not because it's fancy, but because it works. Every single time. Number 4, beef stew. Forget plain meat in a can, this is a full meal, sealed and ready. Beef stew isn't just protein, it's potatoes, carrots, gravy, and tender beef chunks all simmered together and locked in for years. In 2025, when time, fuel, and energy are scarce, that convenience is priceless. Brands like Dinty Moore have been around since World War II, and for good reason. Their formula changed slightly in late 2024 to reduce artificial preservatives, but shelf life remains strong, 4 to 5 years unopened, as long as you store it away from heat and moisture. And unlike single-ingredient meats, stew gives you carbs, fiber, and fat in one serving, exactly what your body craves during prolonged stress or physical strain. Each 15-ounce can deliver about 18 grams of protein and nearly 300 calories. Heat it gently on a camp stove, dump it over rice or instant mashed potatoes, and suddenly you've got comfort food that feels normal, even when the world isn't. And yes, you can eat it cold straight from the can if you have to. It won't taste great, but it'll keep you going. Here's something most overlook. Beef stew is psychologically powerful. The smell alone, rich, savory, familiar, can calm frayed nerves. During simulated blackouts I've run, people consistently rate stew as the Hag 1 morale booster. It reminds them of home, of safety, of before. In early 2025, prices rose about 22% due to cattle feed shortages, but it's still one of the most cost-effective complete meals you can stockpile, around 80 cents per ounce. And because it's heavy and bulky, most casual shoppers skip it. That means less competition when shelves thin out. Pro tip: look for home-style or slow-simmered versions. They often have bigger meat chunks and fewer fillers. Store them upright to prevent seal stress, and rotate every 3-4 years for best quality. You're not just storing food. You're storing a moment of warmth in a cold crisis. And when your kid hasn't smiled in days, a warm bowl of beef stew might be the thing that brings it back. Number 3, canned tuna. Let's talk about the quiet powerhouse of the survival pantry, canned tuna, specifically skipjack, packed in water. It's light, affordable, and flies under the radar while everyone fights over beef and chicken. But don't let its simplicity fool you. In 2025, with ocean supply chains strained and wild fish stocks under pressure, skipjack tuna is your smartest canned protein bet. Why skipjack? It's smaller than albacore, so it accumulates fewer toxins like mercury. It's also cheaper, about 60 cents per ounce in early 2025, and just as nutritious with 20 plus grams of lean protein per can. And always, always choose water over oil. Oil adds unnecessary fat you can't control, while water-packed tuna lets you manage your own fats, like adding a spoonful of stored olive oil for extra calories when needed. Shelf life? Up to 5 years if the can isn't dented or exposed to heat. Look for brands that use BEPA-free linings. Wild Planet, Safe Catch, or even store brands like Kirkland now offer them. That small detail matters for long-term health when this becomes a dietary staple. Tuna is wildly versatile. Mix it with mayo powder and crushed crackers for instant salad. Flake it into pasta or rice for quick protein. Or just eat it cold with a fork when you're too exhausted to cook. It's mild, familiar, and rarely triggers food fatigue even after weeks of repetition. Here's a lesser-known fact. During the 2024 West Coast port strikes, tuna was one of the last proteins to disappear from shelves because most people overlook it in panic buys. That stealth advantage means you'll face less competition and lower price spikes when shortages hit again. And don't forget the omega-3s. In high-stress scenarios, these fatty acids support brain function, reduce inflammation, and help regulate mood. When anxiety runs high and sleep is scarce, that nutritional edge can keep you thinking clearly while others spiral. So next time you're at the store, grab a few extra cans. Not for tonight's dinner, but for the night the power stays off, the road's close, and your pantry is all that stands between your family and hunger. Tuna won't shout, it won't brag, but it will feed you, quietly, reliably, and well. Number 2, corned beef. Thick, salty, satisfying. Corned beef isn't just a St. Patrick's Day relic, it's one of the densest, longest-lasting protein sources you can stockpile. And in 2025, as meat prices soar and supply chains buckle, this humble brick of cured beef is proving its worth all over again. Brands like Liberty A Pepper Favorite for its clean ingredients and Hormel, widely available even in rural gas stations, pack serious nutrition into every can. A standard 12-ounce tin delivers 30 grams of protein plus iron and B vitamins your body desperately needs when under stress. Yes, it's high in sodium, but in survival scenarios where hydration is manageable, that salt helps maintain electrolyte balance and energy levels. Stored properly, cool, dry, and dark corned beef lasts 5 years or more. It's been feeding soldiers, sailors, and settlers for over a century because it simply works. No refrigeration, no prep. Just slice, dice, or shred it straight from the can. Use it in fried potatoes for a hearty breakfast. Shred it into beans or rice for instant flavor and fat. Or pan fry thin slices until crispy for a protein boost that feels indulgent, even when everything else feels bleak. During Ireland's emergency period in Double Wee, corned beef kept families alive through rationing and blockade. In today's America, it might do the same. Price-wise, it's held steady around 80 cents per ounce in early 2025, slightly more than potted meat, but far more versatile and socially acceptable at the table. And because it's not trendy, it rarely sells out during panic events. While others scramble for chicken, you'll find corned beef still sitting quietly on the bottom shelf. One warning: avoid dented cans. The meat is densely packed, so any compromise to the seal risks spoilage. Store upright, label with purchase dates, and rotate every 4 or 5 years. Corned beef doesn't pretend to be gourmet. It doesn't need to. When hunger is real and time is short, you won't care about fancy, you'll care about full. And corned beef delivers that, can after reliable can. Number 1, canned chicken. And now, the undisputed champion of the survival pantry. Canned chicken, white meat, low sodium. This isn't just another protein option. It's the backbone of emergency meals, the silent hero in thousands of prepper kitchens across America, and in 2025, it's more critical than ever. Why? Because chicken is mild, familiar, and universally accepted, even by picky kids and skeptical spouses. Unlike stronger flavored meats, it blends seamlessly into almost any dish. Need chili? Add chicken. Soup running thin? Toss in a can. Making makeshift tacos with shelf-stable tortillas? Chicken fills the gap like nothing else. But here's what really sets it apart. Versatility meets nutrition. A standard 12.5 ounce can delivers 15 to 20 grams of lean protein with minimal fat and, crucially, low sodium versions now widely available from brands like Kirkland, Hormel, and Wild Planet. In early 2025, those low sodium options became harder to find as demand surged, so if you see them, buy them. Shelf life? 4 to 5 years when stored properly, cool, dry, and away from sunlight. That's not marketing fluff. That's USDA-backed reality. And unlike ground meats or sausages, canned chicken rarely causes digestive upset, even after long storage. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: price. Since November 2024, canned chicken prices jumped 28% nationwide, driven by avian flu outbreaks that wiped out millions of birds and disrupted processing plants across the Midwest. In January 2025 alone, Walmart and Kroger reported regional outages in 17 states, not from hoarding, but because trucks simply couldn't deliver. That means waiting isn't an option. Use it cold straight from the can when fuel is scarce. Shred it into pasta with powdered cheese for comfort food. Mix it with rice, spices, and a splash of vinegar for a meal that tastes intentional, not desperate. It even works in baking. Yes, really, adding protein to survival biscuits or savory muffins. Most importantly, canned chicken doesn't trigger food fatigue. You can eat it day after day without gagging, which matters more than you think in prolonged crises. Morale isn't just about safety, it's about dignity. And being able to serve something that still feels like real food, that's priceless. So stock up now, rotate wisely. Store it where it won't be seen by prying eyes. Because when the next disruption hits, and it will, you won't just have protein. You'll have peace of mind, one can at a time. Let's be clear, in 2025, canned meat isn't just food, it's freedom. Freedom from panic when headlines scream shortage. Freedom to feed your family while others stand in line with empty carts. These 9 options aren't about fear. They're about control, calm, and quiet confidence in a world that's anything but. And remember, protein becomes currency when supply chains break. The cans you stock today could trade for medicine, fuel, or protection tomorrow. So store them smart, cool, dark, and out of sight. Rotate every few years. And never underestimate the power of a warm meal when everything else feels lost. Now I want to hear from you. Have you seen canned meat vanish from your local stores? Notice price hikes on tuna or chicken? Drop a comment below with your city and what's missing. Your report could warn someone else before it's too late. If this list helped you see your pantry in a new light, smash that like button. It tells YouTube this knowledge matters and helps more preppers find it. And if you're serious about staying prepared in an unpredictable world, subscribe and hit the bell. This channel isn't just about survival gear or doom scrolling. It's your weekly edge, real data, tested strategies, and no fluff prep that actually works. Stay sharp, stay stocked, and remember, the best time to build your survival pantry was yesterday, but the second best time? Right now.